Good morning, guys. Elias here, and welcome to our fifth episode of Fishtopia vlog. As for this episode, we're going to talk about how to optimize your top filter. By the way, guys, this is a top filter right here. This is one of the most commonly used filtration system in the hobby. Not only it is effective for filtration, it is actually also cost efficient. So what we are going to do is to optimize a top filter. Basically, optimization is just to use your top filter in its full potential. That means that it is actually quite efficient. So I'm going to teach you that. So what we need for this activity is actually first our top filter. So the top filter that I've chosen is this Black Knight 1 5-in-1 top filter. Is actually 8 watts top filter. So I've selected this kind of top filter because number one, it's durable and also it's quality. So it's actually, I have been using this for quite some time now, and I have not received any bad feedback toward it. So this is actually a very good type of top filter. But there are also other products out there that are also quality and very good to use. So for this video, we're going to use this one. We're also going to use a filter mat. So this is actually polyester filter mat. So this the one responsible for the filtration. So the waste of the fish will go through here. Will get stuck here while the water still continues to cycle. The last one will be this filter media. This is actually ceramic ring. So ceramic ring is actually a very good filter media since it is porous and beneficial bacteria can actually dwell in this types of filter media. So I'm going to show you later how to use this kind of filter media in our top filter. Before that, I'm going to show you first how I set up my own top filter. So as you can see, this is how I set up my top filter. Since part of the optimization is the positioning of our top filter, you can see that the positioning is like this. So there's actually a reason for that, right? So why I put the motor here and the top filter here. So in a top filter setup, technically this one here, the motor responsible for the water getting sucked up here and then go through the box or filter box to filter any waste and then our output. So to optimize this one, I've chosen to put it in the sides because actually waste can go through here effectively because there's actually an output of water here. So I'm fortunate enough to have this kind of algae to show you the current of the water. As you can see, this is actually the output of water. So there's actually a current going on in the middle of the tank. So basically, any debris or any waste will go on the sides of the tank, right? So basically, once the waste dissolves in the water, the top filter can actually effectively filter it out, right? So but of course some waste will go also here on the other side. That's why I put in some filter media. These are actually lava rocks, some filter media, so that it will gather in this area. So maintenance and cleaning up of the waste that are gathered here is actually easy. We just have to use a siphon pump for that. As for the filter box, I will show you also how I set this up. So this is actually our filter box. As you can see right here, the waste is actually going through our filter media as well. So you can see that the water, this media needs to be cleaned already. Why? Because the water is going through here without being filtered. As you can see, we need to clean the upper portion of this filter media, right? But you don't need, before this is actually also part of the optimization of your top filter. Before, what I do is, once I clean this up, a lot of waste are actually being transferred from the box to the aquarium because of disturbance in the top filter media. But in this type of setup, there's actually a little to none disturbance because there's actually a layer of filter media right here. So this filter media, these are actually ceramic ring, lava rocks, pumice, no? These are mixture of filter media. Bacteria can actually live here, beneficial bacteria, so you don't really have to worry in cleaning up the upper portion of your top filter. So before cleaning that up, make sure that you turn off the power, and then you can return your filter media. Alright? So now I'm going to show you how to set up your top filter and also making sure that it is optimized. So as you can see here, I will also show you how to assemble your top filter. This is going to be a demo video for Black Knight 1 top filter. The inside of our top filter. So we have here our motor is actually a 8 watts water pump with an output of 800 liters per hour. Okay. So what I like about this pump is actually the design. As you can see here, the output of the water is in the front, not on the sides. So most top filters or the water pump, most top filters, the output is actually in the sides, so it's harder to maneuver inside the aquarium. So for this filter or top filter or the water pump, it's actually easier to maneuver inside the tank. Okay, so what else? So here we have the hose. Here is actually the water hose. The input of air, the one responsible for the bubbles. So it's actually attached right here. Like that. And then we have here many parts. So let's see. This is actually the output. We can put it inside here. There's actually a hole in there, and this is actually very important because if you don't put this in, water will leak out from this box outside the aquarium. So make sure to put this part right here. One would be the streamer. This is actually the stream, the strainer. to make sure that waste will not block the output of water. Also, this one, this actually, before I thought this was useless, but the more I use top filter, I find this part important, and I will show you later why. So basically, this actually just to make sure that none of your filter media will occupy 100% of the box. So we'll put that here. This is actually to make sure that there's actually space right here to make sure that the top filter will not get blocked or will not overflow. So this is actually a good thing right here. So the next one will be suction cups. This is actually to make sure that your hose will not be, sometimes hose can be unpleasant to the eyes. So to make sure that you can control the positioning of the hose, you can actually put in this suction cup. Next one will be the strainer. The strainer is very important because without it, fishes will be sucked in here. There's actually a strong suction. If not putting this, even bigger fish can get sucked here if without this strainer. Okay, the next one will be this one. This part right here. It's actually a connector of our water hose, right? So it's going to be attached right here. Sometimes it's actually hard to put in because it needs to be fit. If it's not fit, then basically water might gush out or water might leak out, and we don't want that to happen. So right there, just have to put it this part right here. Okay, and then we're going to attach the other hand of the hose in our water pump. Just like that. So we're actually done. Assembling our top filter. So it's very easy, and also there's actually a instruction in the box, so you don't have to search for any instruction. So anyway, let's move now to how we can optimize this. So in optimizing your top filter, we need to focus on the filter media that we're going to put inside our filter box. So we can actually do a layering. So what do you mean by layering? So we need layers of filter media inside our box. So that's how we are going to optimize it. Before, what I do before I started to practice optimizing my top filter, what I do is I just cut out a portion of this filter media and then put it in, and that's it. Every week I would clean that up. But I noticed that every time I clean it up, it's actually causing mess inside my aquarium, and that causes stress for your fish. So for this optimization, we need to make sure that every time we clean this up, there's actually no harm done to the aquarium or to the fish inside the aquarium. Okay? So what we do is we need to make sure to cut out, what we do first is to cut out a portion of this filter media, of this filter mat right here, exactly same size of this, not the box, but as I've told you before, this one right here, this barrier right here. So we need to cut out the exact cutting of filter mat, so that it is actually maximized, the space is maximized. So you need to cut out this one. So make sure you can actually measure it by placing the mat in the box. So there's actually a portion right here we need to cut out also. Some of you might say that it's a waste, but I will show later why it's not a waste. Okay? This one right here. So as you can see, it's actually snug fit, but there's actually a space right here to make sure that the outflow will not get blocked. Okay. Next will be putting in our filter media. This is actually ceramic ring. So since this is not a used ceramic ring, so there's no bacteria yet in this ring. Okay. So we only need to put a one layer amount. So you don't really need to have a lot of it, just to make sure that it is actually the area will be full of this ceramic ring. Okay, now once that is done, we need to put down another layer of this filter mat. Okay, another, we're going to cut it out again like this. Okay, so now we put in place another layer of the filter mat right here. So as you can see, it's actually quite full, but once water goes through here, this filter mat will actually become thinner. So as you can see, this is actually how I optimize my tap filter. So we maximize the use of the space right here with optimum efficiency. So you can have a better filtration, and at the same time there's actually a layer down below wherein beneficial bacteria can dwell. Okay. Now we're done with optimizing our top filter. All we need now to do is to install it in our aquarium. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you how I install the newly assembled optimized top filter. Okay? First thing we need to do is to put in place your water pump inside the tank. So as I've mentioned earlier, the best position is in the side to make sure that waste can be collected inside the tank. Okay. Okay. Once you've secured its position, you can then put in place our top filter. Yes. Okay. So the top filter can actually be positioned at the center, right? And then we can now attach our hose, this one, for easier installation. And attach it here. Okay. And then now we've attached our motor. We can now turn it on, turn the top filter on. So you just need to plug it in just like this. Okay, so as you can see, bubbles are coming out in the front portion of the top filter. This is actually very nice for your pet fish, since water flow can be healthy. Okay, so we're going to look at our top filter. So here you can see that water is going through our filter foam nicely. So we can expect that this filter foam will actually get thinner since it's going to get wet. So as you can see, water is being filtered around this area, so we can expect that it is also running through our filter nicely. So later on, when waste gets this whole filter media full, we can clean it up. But of course, it is being optimized this way. I think that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from this video. So again, Elias here. Happy fish keeping.